Talks. I'm actually very excited to be here with you today because I have decided to treat my English chats the same as I do my chats in Spanish. What's the difference? If you speak Spanish or another language that's not English, chances are you have a wider range of language, of vocabulary for describing things that are in the other dimensions. Chances are your people taught you to respect your grandparents, great grandparents, your parents. And so you paid more attention to and respected more the type of things that they would say, which means you're more ready to accept stuff from the other dimensions because it's the very modern society today that is so behind having to do with the other dimensions. But if you live like in Latin America or certain European countries, if you're Jewish, if you're Russian, no, you're not going to like that. I don't care. I have to give you accurate information, not just what's going to make you happy. If you were in those kinds of societies, you already have a lot of information. You're used to it. You kind of know that spirits exists, which is a big part of the puzzle. And you don't have a problem with the ET stuff because, my God, have you heard about that a lot? Your great grandfather has a story that he's told everybody about seeing one, on the farm. So I have been very careful about what it is that I share, but I'm not going to be careful anymore because we really don't have any time for that. And I remembered something that was kind of funny. I remembered that years ago, somebody said, listen, all of you that are into all this alternative stuff, in the future, people are going to find out about all this stuff, and in 2 seconds flat, they're going to be exactly where you're at. And it's going to make you very angry because it took you a long time to get here. And that's true. But I'm going to pretend that it's going to take you 2 seconds flat to get up to speed. So today, I'm going to give you right now the news from the other dimensions, and then I'm going to teach you a superpower skill, and you will be working with aliens in a few minutes. Okay? And it'll be fun. And you'll go, no, but that doesn't make any. Yeah, it does make sense. It works. We've been working with it for a while. It makes sense. First, the news. So I'm on X, which is where I get my stuff. And they have a video of Michael Jackson, and they're saying, look at his neck. And it's true. The stuff that he can do with his neck is really weird. Oh, that's interesting. Well, the neck is a very weird place because there's a huge portal here, which is the one that the really bad galactics aliens use to invade human beings and turn them into zombies. It's where the incubus and the succubus, which are the worst spirits according to the Catholic Church, which come from other planets, those two spirits, and have to do with sexuality. They're the ones that turn people into incredible perverts, mass murderers. They come in through the left ear. Okay, that portal. Then you got your mouth portal, the 2 nostrils, the 2 eyes, the 2 ears. All those are portals. And they're all from the throat energy center, which is called the chakra. So weird stuff in the throat is not so weird. There's an explanation. So then the whole thing in the news, does Biden have Parkinson's? Why was there a doctor who's a specialist in Parkinson's at the White House? Okay, you want to know what Parkinson's is? Parkinson's is an invasion of the throat energy center, the throat chakra. How do I know? Well, you don't have to be a rocket scientist. The neck moves weird. And anytime your body moves in a way that you don't want it to move, or you didn't make it move, such as restless leg syndrome, those are spirits. So Parkinson's is a movement of the neck, and it's spirit invasion. Oh my God, our president has spirit invasion. It would be a miracle if he didn't. We all have spirit invasions. As I tell people, every wrinkle you have, there's spirits there. Every defect you have, every organ that's not functioning great, every limp you have, there's spirits attached. They come in all sizes, including the teeny weeny ones that we call mold. So, the neck, Parkinson's, an invasion of the throat chakra. That's a very important chakra to take care of because of its vulnerability. It's also where the portal that we use to come into becoming a physical manifestation on the physical dimension of this planet. I'm not going to get into that. It's too long. Anyway, when you see the movie The Exorcist and the woman's head spins around, that means her throat chakra, which is so easy to invade, is heavily invaded. The throat chakra controls the mouth. Many years ago, I would tell people, I don't tell them anymore because it's just too much. I would say, have you noticed all the kids, the kids? Like if you're walking and there's a whole batch of kids walking this way and you see a group of them together, most of them they're doing weird things with their mouth. I do that a lot. Because they're heavily invaded. You use a cell phone. Let's pretend this is a cell phone here or here. That's microwave going into your head. That portal is going to let in the bad spirits. Or you use earphones. Earphones have magnets. The brain is a separate electrical system from the rest of the body. Electricity and magnets make electricity go in another direction. Maybe you shouldn't have earphones on your head. I remember many years ago, I was giving a lecture at a university. I rented the room. The university did not hire me. And I was waiting for my people to show up for me to talk to them. And way over there was the guy that was attending the place, a student. And I remember looking at him and thinking, he looks gorgeous. He looks great. And I wasn't talking about him on the physical dimension. He looked really clean energetically. Then I noticed that he had this like something on both sides of his head, like this round thing. I think it was black. And I looked at him, I went, what? That's so symmetrical. And then I went, I think I know what that is. So I walked up to him and I said, do you do a lot of outdoor sports? He said, yes, I do. How'd you know? I said, because you look really great. I mean, I can tell that you live healthy. Oh, yeah. I said, do you have on headphones a lot? Yeah, I do. I like to listen to my music. I said, you know what? You just screwed up your head with those headphones. He said, how do you know? I said, and I showed him my sketch and he went, oh, I'm not sure he did anything about it. He looked great, but I guess he had on those headphones so many hours a day that all that natural energy of balancing the element was not able to overcome the number of hours he had the headphones on. So, no headphones. No holding the cell phone to your head because you might get Parkinson's. Alzheimer's, dementia. And definitely you will not develop your third eye properly because it's right there. So now we're going to go into the fun part. This is the part where I don't just give you news, but I'm going to give you something that you can play with. So it turns out that several years ago, it could have been more than that or less than that. Scientists said that they felt that jellyfish were from off planet. Well, yes, jellyfish actually are beings from off planet that, in terms of shape shifting, and the vehicle they use on the physical dimension of this planet is of a jellyfish. Got it? So scientists says they're from other planets. I'm telling you that they're right. Science is right. And they're just inside the body that they chose. And those tentacles look mysteriously like mind streams. But anyway, just like I'm dolphin consciousness. It's the quality of the consciousness of a dolphin poured into my body. Some people are whale consciousness. A couple of them are right here on the chat. They have whale consciousness poured inside their human body. And then some of the whale and dolphin consciousness that was from off planet came in to bodies that look like whales and dolphins. You also have angelic and a few others, but whales and dolphins are 30-some% of the population. I am sure that Elon Musk is a dolphin. I could be wrong. But anyway, so jellyfish are aliens, but they're really, really, really good aliens. They're here to help, and you can enlist their help. So this is the fun part of today's chat. I'm going to teach you a technique. Jellyfish apparently have the vibration of Venus, which is the vibration of love and order and beauty. And the Mayans associated their calendar with the movement of Venus. Maybe I'm not using the right language, but the Mayans' calendar was associated with Venus. And they could have chosen another planet. So where am I going with this? You can work with anybody. Language is a throwback. You are all telepathic. You haven't been told that, you don't honor it, you don't believe it, that's okay. So what you're going to, I'll tell you the technique I taught yesterday. Everything is a frequency and a vibration. Your house has a frequency and vibration, your body does, but then different parts of your body are screwed up. They have a different frequency than the parts of your body that are doing well. Your house, parts of it are great, and other parts of it may be very dense and have a different frequency, like the room that your mother-in-law lived in for 2 years when she had cancer and then she finally died. Or even if she didn't die, it's 2 years of a very heavy-duty, dense frequency because of the illness. Nobody's fault, but nobody cleared it. As a matter of fact, the windows were not open because that poor lady could have caught a cold. Well, they should have opened the windows because it would have been able to sweep away a lot of the negativity and the fear and the heaviness that comes with being sick. But we haven't been taught that. Okay. So what I was teaching the MANTRISTA movement yesterday was you can use what we have done before, and we've done it so long that 2 years ago I did 20 videos, and they're up on my YouTube page. The music was done by Mateo Cuaron, who's a very well-known Mexican composer. It's wonderful. It's called The Dance of the Medusas. I did 20 videos. They're all the same, but there's a map of the countries, of a country on each video. There's one of the United States, Venezuela, Peru. I think we did Spain, mainly the Americas, which is where I mainly have followers. So, and I recommended putting that on anytime the country has a problem, to put on the video. In the bottom, there's a mantra that says, please God help us with our intention to connect our country, this country, to Venus. So then you have a vibration that's lighter. It's very hard to have a fight with somebody who's all full of love and order and beauty. I mean, you can try, but it's hard. You don't have a matching vibration. You're not going to be in the same place. So that's the reason why we did it, to raise the vibration so that there would be less violence. And hopefully, eventually, we'll get enough people to actually play the videos. We do have a lot of people playing them. There's tens of thousands of people that put them on, but we would want more. So I taught people to put that on when they wanted to lift the vibration of their home. And a lot of people say they sleep much better when that video is on. It's a music video for sensory therapy, sound therapy. And a lot of people have it on all night long because they sleep better. It raises the vibration. It makes it higher for the spirits to be there. Okay, so we've been doing this. So several days ago, and I'm going to treat you just like the other group. Even if you don't know anything, I'm going to give it to you the way it is. I'm not going to spoon feed you, because that's what the government did to you. They think you're dumb. They think you can't take it. They think you'll walk away. They think you'll say they're crazy. I'm not going to do that. I'm not going to do what the doctors used to tell to me decades ago. Don't worry your pretty little head about it. We'll take care of it. Meanwhile, they didn't know what the heck was going on with my body, because it had been so manipulated with these government program and all these little research that they did. Okay, so we've been working with the Medusas, the pink ones, for 2 or 3 years. And then I realized, wait a second. Oh, the other day in my office, other dimensionally, these round stones rolled into my office. Okay, I get a lot of weird things happening, and I just, okay, what is it? It turns out that they were in the other dimensions meteorites. The reason that they came in was as a support for humans, in this case, our particular group, to have more of the energy of galactic in order to be able to work with galactic beings more effectively. If I'm over your head, it's okay. The fun part comes now. Okay, that's happening. So yesterday I said, let's go ahead and use the Medusas as a way to analyze your homes. You know that I did a map of the United States on the 1st of July, and I sketched a congestion, a fire here in this part of Texas. The immigration is on the other side. You would think, oh, there's got to be a lot of anger in the. Nope, it's on this side. And that is exactly where the Hurricane Beryl entered. It was supposed to enter in Mexico. It didn't. It entered right there. Well, that's not surprising. That's very broken. So that's the United States. The whole United States is not broken, even though I have to say too much is broken. So I said, okay, Hurricane Beryl came in exactly where I sketched that there was a congestion. And I understand that that we're under a systematic attack from ETs. And the information from Venezuela is that those attacks are going to really affect the places that don't have a great vibration. And we had sketched Venezuela, and it's got a lot of issues. Okay. Too many people want their natural resources. It's not the people, Venezuelan people that live there, I think, that are the problem. But that's my opinion. So you can drop that. So I said, let's go ahead and try this. It's hard to put things together that don't have the same vibration. So call in the Medusas and they'll come in. Now, if you can't see in the other dimensions, then this is going to be more difficult for you. But your belief system is a lot of what's blocking you from seeing. So just kind of hang out with us here and try it. Call in the Medusas. The mantras, please God help us with our intention to miraculously know how to work with the Medusas. If somebody could put that up on the chat, I would appreciate it, because we're going to need that in a minute. Please God help us, help me with my intention to miraculously understand how to work with the Medusas. I said, and call them into your home. I said, and then you need to have paper and pencil. Watch where they go. And there'll be places where they don't go. And there'll be places where they go very hesitantly. And there'll be places where they're just at home. What's the diagnosis? Where they're at home, your home has a good vibration. Where they're hesitant, you got to work on that. And where they don't go in, or it's hard to get them to go in there with your request via an intention, you need to work on that part of your home. Very simple. If a glass is full and you pour more water, it can't get there because there's already something there. If the Medusas have such a high vibration, and they do, not all ETs are good. These in particular are wonderful. If they can't come into a space, or it's hard for them to get into a space, you've got a problem with that space. You need to clear that because of these galactic attacks that are going on. And you will be more susceptible to not just off-planet attacks, to anything, the same way Texas was susceptible because it had this congestion that wasn't cleared. So when I started, and we're going to do that now, when I started the session and we were doing that, I was looking at my own home. And the Medusas were at my front door, which is career, nicely. And inside my front door, which still is career, nicely. And then I could see that there was like the tree of life inside my home, and the center of it, the Medusas could go up to the second energy center and then they couldn't continue. Well, I happen to know that I actually have a block between my second and my third energy center, my second and my third chakra. And the Medusas, if I hadn't known that, the Medusas were showing me they couldn't go past. I went, wow, this thing that I'm suggesting is even more significant and powerful and fascinating and interesting than I thought. So we're going to try it now. I'm going to put on the music, La Danza de las Medusas, the dance of the Medusas. You're going to do the mantra, which I am going to put on the chat. And you just keep repeating it in silence. And then don't spend the whole time complaining, I can't see anything. Why can't I see? Is this really real? Is this a way? Don't do that. Just play. Just play with me. And I think a lot of you are going to be really happy. And a lot of you are going to be cranky that you can't see them. And then you have to start with the process. Why can't I see? And if you can't see, it's always because you don't want to see something. Intention creates reality. Chances are you have childhood trauma you don't want to remember. Okay? So let me write it. It's a long mantra. Okay. So I'm going to go back and review this with you. What are the Medusas? They're stingrays. And science said several years ago that they were from off planet. They are from off planet. I don't remember the name of the very famous metaphysician, Guriev. He was Russian, and he absolutely knew that they were aliens. I think he had big pictures of them on his wall. So a lot of people are aware that they are beings, spirits, in the body of a stingray. Okay? If they're beings and spirits, they have intentions. So what we're doing is, because we know that they have good intentions, we are asking for their help. And apparently, in terms of the other group that I'm working with, we have reached a level where we apparently not only deserve their help, but it's really almost like a superpower. They can change the vibrations of things immediately. And this that we're doing now is augmenting the vibration of your home, but it is also a diagnosis. If you're able to see and you see that you can't get them into a particular room, or they're not quite as many or as fluid in a particular room or part of your home, then you know you need to work on that part of your home in terms of purification. Okay? And I'm not going to get into everything that you need to do. That's a whole, not university degree, but it's a whole process, which has been honored through the centuries. Today we honor that process, but only in the physical dimension. So we have probably 30, 40, 50 products in our cabinets, in our drawers, in our bathrooms to clean the physical dimension of our body and of our spaces, and one stick of incense for the other dimensions. Not a good idea. So go ahead and start, and you can put your comments in the chat. I would appreciate it. Okay? And I don't know what I'm going to do, but I think whatever it is I'm going to do, I will let you know. I will be using the Medusas and asking them. You are going to be asking, in other words, this is your mantra, but you're going to be asking the Medusas to go to your home so that you can see what part of your home needs work. Okay? And what part of your home is fabulous. Let me get the music. And we'll do this for only 5 or 6 minutes because I don't know what your attention span is going to be with something of this nature. I'm sorry I ended it so abruptly. Um, how did you do? I got very creative. You may not have done that well the first time, but you keep trying and let me keep trying now. Keep practicing because this is real. I just realized you can have because we got really creative. We did two sessions, the Mantrista movement, and I did two sessions with this. You can send the Medusas to go follow your kid to school to change the vibration around your child so that your child doesn't get other people bullying him. You can submit a document that you want approved, and you can ask the Medusas to attach themselves to that document so that the vibration of the document is a more attractive vibration, like the vibration from Venus, which is the vibrations of the Medusas. By the way, in shamanism, do you know the message that the Medusas bring? The ones that is widely known? Don't misuse psychic abilities. I learned that the hard way. I was actually telling somebody a psychic secret when I was with them at the beach. We were in the water and I got stung by a Medusa, the stingray. It was the only time I've been stung. So it was an experience. So when I got home, I said, I need to find out what it is that this stingray Medusa is trying to tell me. And it was proper use of psychic abilities. And I was simply repeating a story, but I kind of knew that she really didn't, that kind of information, she would have misused it. I kind of knew that. And I didn't listen to myself. And I paid a consequence. Anyway, so you can get real creative with the Medusas. Look how creative I got. All of a sudden, I could see Elon Musk and his spaceships. Now, if we send out, what do you call them? Boats, the big boats, and you send out fighter planes to follow it and defend it and take care of it and prevent anybody from coming to it, why can't you send out a spaceship to space and send the Medusas along? First place, they cool down. And that's the big issue with the spaceships now. They get too hot. So why can't you send out the Medusas? You can. If your intentions are good, the Medusas are like the whole Venus thing. They're not going to be supporting you in something that's not good. They're not going to do it. It's just simple. There's no negotiating. There's just no negotiating. It's a vibration, which is what you need to learn. It's a vibration. So now I'm going to do a little piece, which is psychic gossip, and then we finish. I was on X, which is where I get all my stuff, and somebody was talking about, how do I say this without giving the person away? Because I'm not going to give the person away. He was talking about something that made him look really good. And I kind of know why he's doing it. I don't know if he's afraid that something's going to come out and we're going to find out that maybe one day he wasn't such a good guy. I don't know. So I'm looking at him and he looks just fine as he's talking about this very spiritual stuff. But his mouth was red and black. The energy here was red and black. He wasn't saying the truth. And this is not once that I've seen it, it's many times. So even though he's speaking very lovingly, and not lovingly, but very, it's something, oh yeah, this is good. What's going on there? So as you join me in these chats, podcasts, videos, you're going to have the benefit of my power of induction, which means your psychic abilities will augment. And you're going to be able to use it in many ways that are good, because disinformation today is like, it's like a disease, and it's taking over. And a lot of times it's hard to tell. But if you look at the mouth, you will know. Now, this particular person wasn't saying something that was a lie because he was reading from something that he had not written, but the whole energy behind it of why he was doing it is a lie. Now, why? And that would be the question when we all have these psychic abilities undenied and we flow with them. We're going to say to that person, but why are you saying that? What's going on with you? That you're not saying the truth. No, but this that I just said is the truth. Yeah, but the intention behind it is not. What's going on? Because you're going to be able to see it in their mouth because it's there. It's there. Today I told somebody something very, very difficult. I said that they needed to be careful with particular people because they were going to end up in jail. Except it wasn't jail, it was something a lot worse than that. And then I went, okay, so let me see if what I'm saying is correct or not. How do I do that? When you're going to say a lie, you go ahead and say it. But it's not so easy. You don't notice it, but yeah, okay. But when you say something true, it's like something gets lubricated, it just flows out of your mouth. So what I did was, because I'm not sure this person is going to end up in this really bad place, which I'm going to call jail, but it's worse than that. I'm going to call jail. So then I went, okay, so he's going to end up he's going to end up in jail. No, that is a lie. Me saying he's going to end up in jail is a lie. But wait, the other statement, he may end up in jail. That's not a lie. He may end up in jail. It flows, which is what I was telling these people. He may end up in jail. So back off. You don't want to be there. And if I say he's going to end up it doesn't work. Something doesn't work because in the other dimensions, lies are not sustained. You can lie about something. You can disguise yourself as something, but it doesn't sustain for very long, which is where I teach people about spirits. When they get in contact with them, oh my God, I have this great spirit guide. Hold on. He's a great psychic. That doesn't mean he's got good intentions. He's a great psychic, gave me all this great information. That only means that he's in the other dimensions. Everything is available in the other dimensions. So if you can actually see the spirit, is he constantly moving, changing clothes? You can't see his face. He plays games. Yeah, he does do that. Then he's presenting himself as something he's not, which means he shouldn't be your spirit guide. You need to be careful. So try that with stuff that you know that's true or not true. And just, you don't have to look at yourself in the mirror. You just say the word. So I'm going to do it again. He's going to end up in jail. No, I don't know that they're going to end up in jail. I think they're going to end up in jail. That I know. Because what they're doing, they're 2 inches from it. That possibility is right there. See how easily I said it? But you can do that too. I'm a great psychic, so I know that because I pay attention. But you are a human being and your body reacts the same. So you start using, is it a superpower? Okay, the superpower. You try. When somebody tells you something and you're not sure, just say the words and don't trust yourself initially because you just started. But as the days and weeks go on, you're going to be able to tell if something is a lie and if it's not. And that's a very, very, very good skill to have today in Revelations, because nobody told us when they told us about Revelations that the bad guys were going to know about Revelations. And so the way they were going to mess it up was to throw out so much wrong information that we would all get dizzy and not be able to tell the good from the bad because we would be overwhelmed. Okay? So that's it for today. And this feels really good because I'm not monitoring myself. I'm going to just give you what it is that I see, and you'll hang in with me to the extent that you're able to tolerate it. And if you don't get it initially, you can still stay with me because I have a very strong intention on getting everybody up to speed, because the other dimensions are now, they were always there. They're landing on top of us. The information from them is landing on top of us, which includes the whole ET thing. So today you can say that you worked with ETs because you did. You worked with Medusas, which science says are from off planet, which makes them ETs. Got it? And you gave them instructions. And chances are they followed your instructions. They have consciousness, they have intention, and they have a very high, wonderful vibration. Anyway, that video with the map of the United States or whatever country you're from, is on my YouTube channel, Francis Fox Reveals, under MANTRISTA Music. It's sensory therapy. It's not just sound therapy. It's sensory therapy because it's images plus sound, which is something I invented. It's not difficult to invent new things when you're so good at the other dimensions. Plus, you've been trained by scientists and military. Plus, you have a business background, which you enjoy. So it's like, God, I was going to use that word. I'm going to use it, weaponizing that information. That doesn't sound good. But it's using that information, not just being all about the heart chakra and love, but actually using it, applying it. Okay? Let me let you go because I am going to be giving 2 events now to clear 2 energy centers. The root, which has to do with prosperity. The second, which has to do with sex and creativity. And I've never done them in English, but I'm going to start doing that. And then I think too many of you are going to go, nothing happened. It didn't happen on the physical dimensions, silly. You're not going to be able to notice for a while. I'm not taking your money and running out of the country. I'm doing something in dimensions that maybe you're not in contact with yet. Anyway,